Here are a few highlights from the February Heritage American Tokens and Medals Showcase auction. We'll start off with a presidential medal for the nation's 21st president, Chester A. Arthur, who was inaugurated in September of 1881 after his predecessor's tenure as president was cut short by an assassin's bullet. This medal was graded by NGC as MS-63 Brown and sold at auction's close for $312. Here we have a fascinating commemorative medal, or plaque, I suppose, measuring 2.5 by 3.5 inches for the Massachusetts Bay Tercentenary celebrations in 1930. The reverse has an endlessly fascinating and detailed mural relating to the 300-year history of New England, while an inscription on the obverse reads, "The principles planted here by the Puritans in 1630 rooted free governance on this continent. Then and there the existence and character of the future United States were assured." When under the auctioneer's gavel, this piece raised $432 as is. Here we have an 1893 Columbian Exposition Award Medal in bronze. The award medal was presented to exhibitors and participants who demonstrated excellence in their respective fields at the exposition that was intended to celebrate 400 years since Christopher Columbus made landfall in the New World. The reverse was sculpted by famed artist Augustus St. Gaudens, and the obverse by U.S. Mint chief engraver Charles Barber. The medal seen here is ungraded and was sold for $720. So here's a peculiar part of US numismatics, although technically not really the US at all. So this coin, a gold 1 celeston from 1960, was issued under the authority of the micronation of Celestial Space, or Celestia for short. This is a strangely interesting story, but the gist of it is that in 1940, a man by the name of Thomas Mangan registered a sovereign nation of Celestia, claiming under its jurisdiction, and I quote, "the entirety of outer space on behalf of humanity to ensure that no one country might establish a political hegemony there." Several brass, silver, and gold coins were then issued under that authority. This item was graded by NGC as MS-67 and sold at auction's close for $1,080. The 1932 Proclaim Liberty Medal was created as a part of the bicentennial celebrations of the birth of George Washington, hence the dates of 1732 to 1932 on the obverse of this large-sized silver commemorative medal. It was graded by NGC as MS-63 and sold at auction on this occasion for $1,200. Love tokens are usually fascinating to encounter. Within this context, crafted on a coin, usually with the lover's initials entwined on one side, as a token of affection or a promise to return from a long journey. You can't help but wonder who these people were, what their story entailed, and if, like in the Hollywood movies, they ever got their happily ever after. An exquisite example of a love token crafted on the reverse of an 1877 trade dollar was sold for $552. Then a pair of tokens, both crafted on the reverse of Morgan dollars, were also offered as a single lot. One reads, "Presented by the Grand Lodge, AAA to H. Blumenthal, Detroit, Michigan." This with a single hole to be worn as a pendant. Could this perhaps have been a Masonic token or something offered as from a business to its loyal customers? The other coin, meanwhile, on the reverse of an 1884 Morgan dollar is definitely a repaired X-mount and is engraved with the name of one Rosaline Latronde, with no indication as to whether in fact this was gifted by or to the lady in question. These two coins were then sold together for $1,080. And then one more love token lot, a grouping of 4 tokens, all with gold dollars as hosts, all attached to a short necklace. One is initialed S and what looks like an H, the second as S and I with either a C or a sideways N perhaps. The third is again S with a C and A, and the third is an S with, this time, an M and a C. So we can presume that the young lady in question's initial was the S. Sarah, Sophie, and Sylvia were all very popular given names according to the census of 1850. And whomever she was, she appears to have been extremely popular, sometime in the mid-1800s, judging from the host coins. This lot was sold at auction for $2,400. The Arch Saloon is, at least to the best of my knowledge on the subject, the sole token issuing merchant of Montville in Connecticut during the Civil War era. Ascribed to an unknown die sinker in what is probably Rhode Island, to date, NGC has only 9 grading events for this type, of which this coin is the finest known at MS62. It was able to sell at auction for $2,400. The Louisiana Purchase Exposition, informally known as the St. Louis World Fair, was held in 1904 in Missouri. This intricate keepsake was made to commemorate the event. The handle of the otherwise sterling silver spoon exhibits a 1903 McKinley gold dollar. Below that is a quarter Louisiana gold token, as well as a half Louisiana gold token in tow. The bowl of the spoon is a gold gilt and displays the festival hall and cascading gardens. This eye-catching piece of Americana was sold at auction for $4,080. The next item is a gold medalette, that was actually sold by the US Mint from 1865 to around 1875, with this particular version believed to have been minted, well, towards the end of this period at least. It depicts the bust of George Washington on the obverse and the bust of Lincoln on the reverse, initially released as a type of mourner's memento following the assassination of Lincoln. The item, however, proved so popular that the Mint just kept making them. This specimen is graded by PCGS as MS62 and was sold at auction for $5,280. Subscribe to WNN and feel free to watch another video about the greatest US coins ever made right here next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.